Hi there, good day to you, and you're welcome to another video. And today we're announcing a new product we have titled Business Manager. If you joined the training program that we started recently, that is the 50 webinars, you will notice that we were trying to build this app. But in order to spark your curiosity and just let you know what you are trying to build, we have the completed version of the app. Yes. So what we're doing, we were just trying to take steps back from what was already built. So what we were building on Friday and what we're building on Monday is already a completed application. So it will be important you take that serious. But today, I'm not talking about learning. Today, I'm talking about the good news, which is we have the Business Manager app. So now, the Business Manager app is a product we built with channel partners in mind. We know that there are certain consulting companies that are partnered with different companies that have products, and they also get to hire a lot of experts to work on different, aspects on those products. So, in order for things just to be in check, there has to be some sort of control. So what we did was to ensure that we built an app that a consulting company can use to partner with maybe like 10 or 15 partners, hire different employees, maybe 50, 70, 100 employees, and then have these employees work with these different partners across the world. We have included different currencies, as you can see right in front of my screen here. You see that currency management is a thing in this app. So I'm just going to walk you through the different aspects of this app and how you can use it. And I hope we can do that in the next few minutes. So when you open the Business Manager app, it you get to see the dashboard. And the dashboard really shows you the number of transactions you have, the number of orders that have been made in the app, the number of currencies that are managed in the app, and of course, the currencies you can access them. So you can access each of these parts that are reported. You have the number of services that are provided in the app. You have the number of subscriptions that are available in the app, and you have the number of products that, of course, your partners have allowed you to sell or to provide in the application. So, apart from reports, we have other menus. We have the business menu, we have the products and services, we have the people, and we have the administration menu. And mind you, Zoho Creator has intuitively included accessibility controls. So in case you have someone with a vision problem or somebody who has any of these challenges, you can enable them accordingly. This app is compatible and it is that user friendly. So let's go to the other menus one by one. The way this app works is from bottom to top. We've been building from top to bottom before, but for this app, it is from this app that we decide to build from bottom to top. What it means is we expect you to go to the last menu, administration, and start setting up your business from bottom up, but we expect you to run your business from top to bottom. So you set up your business by having administration. So in administration, you set up your departments in the company, you set up offices, you set up currencies, you set up subscription types, and then you can now set up the people. You can set up your partners, you can set up your staff members, you can set up your customers. Then you can set up your products, your product subscriptions, you can set up services. Then you can then have orders and transactions come continuously. So anybody who comes to use this app, if you're an administrator, you can just come straight to view your transactions or view your orders right away. Or you can also come to you can come here to in these reports. You see, you can view transactions as well. Mind you, in this application, there are different permission levels. So if I were to just crave your indulgence to open so that I could show you. the different permission levels that are available. So I'm just going to go straight to here. So in this application, we have the user permissions, we have the portal permissions. Mind you, you won't have access to customize to this level because you're just going to be given a license to use the app. So you have the business administrator, the business development manager. This is the super admin. This is the person who just views. This person manages the products, product subscription, services, and all that. This person manages the. Oh, jeez. Okay. This person manages the team, and this person is a team member. So you have someone who manages the staff, like this people who manage like accounts, and then you have the managers themselves who manage customers. So now you have in perspective the business manager app here. So it's easy for you to see anything you want to see at any time. Okay, so you can access any aspect of this application at any time. Um, okay, so we used pop up. Let's see. So if you come here, you will notice that it is only transactions and orders that you can view directly. And the reason we did that is so that you don't move about too much in the app. If you want to view currencies, it's going to open a pop up where you can just view your currencies. If you want to view services, it's going to open a pop up where you can view services. You want to view product subscriptions, it's a pop up. You want to view products, it's another pop up. So we use pop up so that you can view the other things, but you can focus on your business. So now you can focus on your transactions and orders. So make money, go there and make money. That's the whole idea. Okay, so that's the administrator part. But for those who are not administrators, they would only see my transactions and my orders, and they will only see under people my customers. So some people would not see partners and staff members and what have you. So depending on your permissions. So let's go to the other aspects of the app. Let's start setting up the app. So the first thing you do is add your department. So let's say you have the software engineering department. Okay. So now you have your office. So you can have different offices and you can have different departments in your organization. So you have software engineering. You can also have, let's say, the business development department. You can put a description if you like. So we have two departments here now. Okay, so now in offices, you can add different offices. Like you can say office A. This office, let's say this office is in Lagos. So I have office A. I have a description. So I will just say 1, 2, 3 Lagos house. Okay. So I would say Ikeja. I would say Lagos State. I will just put something here. Okay. Then I try to put the country here. Now in the Lagos branch, I can say that the office A is HQ. Okay. So in the HQ, I can have the software engineering department. So I click on add and then you have your software engineering department. Then you can have office B and I can say operations. Um, let's say this is in Abuja now. So operations North Central. So that's the office operations North Central. So we have the um, Abuja house here. Then we have FCT, we have Abuja, we have one, and then we have here. Okay. Then we choose what department now? Let's choose the Okay, let's just call it the business office. Business office, not central. That's office B. Okay. Now, what I've done here now is that different offices can have different departments. Some offices can also have similar departments in those offices. The whole idea is that anybody who is working at those offices, their departments are available there, and this is for structural reasons. Okay. So now it's time for you to add your currencies. So the reason we introduce currency in this app is because we want a situation where you you have like you can sell to different countries and different cultures, but you can represent the amounts in various currencies for those who understand the views in those currencies. Now, the currency part of this app is just about the viewing of the numbers. It's not about the calculations themselves. The calculations are still done with decimal numbers. But you see, for those who want to see the numbers in the way they understand it, you might want to add such currencies. So for this purpose, we are going to add three currencies. We're going to add Nigerian Naira, it's NGN. We're going to add the Naira symbol here. So this is it. I'm going to copy this out now. Let me close this. So I'll just close this that I created. Okay, so I'm going to put the symbol here. Now I'll put a space separator so that in front of the Naira sign there's a space before the number. Then the digit separator by default is comma. Group digits is three, that's three zeros. Brand digits is zero, it's not like the Indian number. I'll tell you how this works. Then the decimal character is dot that differentiates the numbers in a decimal, and the currency sign is before the amounts. So there are two decimal digits that I want to validate with. So I'm going to click add. So this helps to have the naira currency here. So I'm going to add the two other currencies, which is this one, United States dollars, USD, and then we have the dollar sign, and then there's a space separator. So we'll now click on add. So now we have the dollar currency here. Then we're going to now add the Indian currency. So let us get the INR symbol now. Indian rupee. So I'm going to take copy the Indian rupee out here now, and then I will call this Indian rupee. Oh, sorry. Indian rupee. I hope I spelled that well. Yep. And then we have the, I think it's INR, that is the, yeah, currency code. Then the symbol is that sign there. I put a space. But for Indian numbers now, the grouped digits are two, and then the decimal digits are normal, but the branch digits are three. So I will show you how this works. So when you try to get let me see, how do you use the, you type it before, yes? So I want to just give an example now. How to use Indian rupee in finance example. So I'm going to, you see it is showing 50 INR. I want to use it properly. So okay, show an example of, okay, or convert 1000 INR to USD. So what does this look like? Okay, so INR is at the front. Okay, 1000 INR with this symbol. Okay, So the symbol is at the back. I like to put spaces. So yes, the symbol is at the back, so it's before the number. So that being said, we spent 15 minutes already and we're talking about currency. So let's move on quickly. So we're going to come up with subscription types. So we will have annual subscription. An annual subscription is not in days, it's in years. So that's 1 year. In fact, we can start with free trial. So let's call this trial subscription. Free trial is 30 days. But we must mark it as free trial so that the system will not allow the entry of amounts. Then we have the annual subscription, which is 1 year. So we'll put 1 year here and we'll put that. Then we have the monthly subscription, which is 1 month. So we'll put 1 month here. So you can have various subscription types and their various number of days accordingly. So we've done subscription type. So we're done with the administration part of this app. Now let's go to the people part. Now in the people part, we're going to set up a partner. Let's say that partner is Zoho. Okay. Or you have different partners, but I'm just going to talk about Zoho for today. So we have in terms of Zoho is in India. I don't want to really take my time to do this. You can always do Google search and get Zoho's address. So let's just say India. Okay, let's just say Chennai. Okay, we'll just put a number here. Okay, and um, okay, I'm just going to say Chennai, Chennai. So we can just keep moving. You can put the correct thing later. So the partner contact will be somebody from India, yeah. So let's say the partner contact is let me see, what's an Indian name? Um, let's just use Sago M, okay? And then we'll just pick a currency here. We'll pick now you can press I and it will pick Indian. Then I'll put something here. I hope I get the correct number range. Okay, good. So we will have SM at zohocorp.com. So SM123456 at zohocorp.com. So let's just say this is a typical, Zoho partner contact. So we've added someone now from Zoho. So you have a staff member. So your first staff is Mr. John Doe. And John Doe has a number like this. So 890. And we have john.doe at gmail.com. Now, John Doe is a software engineer and he's in the HQ office. John Doe, as a software engineer, is good with Zoho. Okay, so he is assigned to Zoho. But we're now going to have somebody called Mrs. Stella K. And Stella K is she's like the business person, yeah. So she is let's just do Stella K at gmail.com. Now her department is a business development department, and she's not in the head office now. You see that it shows the offices available for this department. So she's in the North Central office here. She's not assigned to any partner because she's a business development person, so she can do anything with any customer. So unlike John Doe can only work with customers of Zoho because his software engineering training is for Zoho. But she is an administrator in the business, so she can work with any and any customer. So this is not assigned. So we have our two staff members in the company. So let's now go to customers. Now let's call our customer. So you see now that this is not allowing me to select an account manager, and unfortunately, the admin account is not an account manager, so I can't add a customer. In order for me to add a customer, I'm going to have to give Stella my email address. Sorry. Okay, so we things got broken a little bit here, so I'm just going to go back to where we stopped. So we have to use this email address in order for us to, that's apps at repo.webworks.com, in order for us to be able to select an account manager among the staff members. So we have to put that as one of the email addresses at the least. Otherwise, we will not be able to select a staff member. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give that to Stella, because let's call Stella the privileged user. So Stella is going to use apps at repo.webboxes.com. So you have to use an account that is logged in to be able to manage customers. So that's the protection that this. So these apps at repo.webboxes.com. Okay. So that's her email address. So when you go to add customers now, you see that Stella is automatically selected. And because Stella is logged in, so Stella can manage. There was nobody who had an active email address in the system, so there was nobody to manage. But there always has to be an administrator, and the administrator should be able to select someone. Otherwise, it's just going to be a manual process. Others will not be able to manage accounts. They have to have valid email addresses to manage accounts. Otherwise, the administrator's account is going to be chosen by default. Okay. So that being said, we're going to put a customer company name. So let's call this customer company A, or let's call this company A. Then our customer name is Ben Jack, for instance, and we have 90123 4, then 5678. Okay, then we have ben.jack at gmail.com. Now, it's not compulsory to put the customer address. I know you're grateful for that update. Then we can choose a currency. Now, be careful the currency you choose here. Because whatever you choose here is going to go with the customer of anything that they do. If the customer has given you money already, or anytime the customer gives you money, please put the money here. So if the customer gives you 100,000 naira, for instance, it's going to show in a formatted setting. If it's in Indian rupees, it's going to show differently. So this is how it will show. So it's going to format according to your currency. If it's in dollars, it will show like $100,000 like this and what have you. But let's just stick with Naira for now. So this is a Naira customer. Now let's have a second customer now. And this customer is John Doe's customer. Okay. I'm going to switch email addresses when I get to John Doe for certain reasons. I'm going to switch email addresses because there's something I'm going to try to need to do. But let me see if we can continue this way. So we have company B, and then this is Mrs. Jane Jack, for instance. And this is 902345678. 9. Okay, good. So we have jane.jack@gmail.com. Again, we don't need to put a customer address. Now, let's say Jane Jack is her own pricing is in rupees. Okay, so she has some credits. She gave me about 5,000 in that currency, and this is what it turns out to be. So if you check here, you will find out that under my customers, you will see Stella's customer company A, Mr. Ben Jack. All right, and if I switch email addresses, for instance, you will also equally see that the detail is different as well. Though the detail will only change if you save the customer's record. It will not change if you save the account manager's record alone. You have to come to the customer and choose the account manager in order for the records to set across board. Okay, so that being said, let's go forward. So now that we've added two customers, let's go forward now and go for products and services. So we need to add a product, and we're going to add two kinds of products. We'll add one product that is a Zoho product. We're going to add, like in terms of products and services, one Zoho product, one service that is related to Zoho, one service that is not related to Zoho, and one non-Zoho product. Can we do that? So let's put a non-Zoho product. Let's call it my my bookings app. Okay, maybe I built this using React or something. It's a product, or somebody built this and all that. So this non-Zoho product now, we're going to give it a Naira currency. Let me see the non-Zoho product. Yeah, we will give it the Naira currency, and we will give the Zoho product the Indian currency, for instance. We're just trying to show something here. So the Naira currency for the non-Zoho product, maybe this product goes for 150,000 Naira. Okay, this is a fixed price for the product. You can also allow prorata billing so that the product is priced according to maybe zero point 0.0 something quantities. But if you don't want such quantities, you need to turn this off so that that will not happen when the product is being added to any order. If you enable this after adding orders, you're going to have problems updating that order. So it's good to leave this off if you want fixed products. So this product is a fixed product. It doesn't have subscriptions. Okay. So we're just going to add our product. Now let's add a Zoho product now. Let's add Zoho CRM. Okay. Now let's now add it in the way it will be with Zoho. So we will come to zoho.com/CRM, and we're just going to pick up one of the CRM plans here because we want to sell it maybe as a Zoho partner. So we are going to, okay, I can't get Indian pricing here. I'm going to need a moment to quickly fetch that. I'm going to need to quickly fetch the Indian pricing. Of course, since I'm a Zoho partner, I'm just going to get the Indian pricing real quick from, you know, the environment as well as provided to us. So I'm just going to get the Indian pricing so that I can work with the real price. At least let me work with something real. While that is coming up, so we don't waste time, I'll just put something there, but I'm going to come back to this. Now, because it's a subscription product, let's say this is a standard plan, I'm not going to put a fixed price here. So this is in Indian rupee now, but I won't put a fixed price because it's a subscription kind of product. So I'm going to just put the annual price. One second. Um, Let me get the original price here. Okay. So yeah, we're on Zoho CRM standard plan. So I'm just going to. I know you can't see that because I'm in a private environment, my Zoho account. I'm sorry. But let me just try to get the Indian price. Okay, good. So for one user is yearly is 787. Let me see. Let me be sure. No. Okay, 9600. 9600 per user per year. Okay. So let's come to where we were, and we're going to choose our currency. Now, here's what happens. If you choose Naira, you will not see the products with the Indian currency. You have to choose the same currency as the product. So those are standard plan. One other thing that we also encourage you to do is to have a something that relates to both the currency and the plan. So we have INR here and we have one user. You see? So this properly describes the product. Okay. Then we go to product subscription now and we choose the INR. We choose INR one user here. And what was that price again? The price was 9,600, and this is the annual plan. So we'll choose the annual plan. Mind you, you can only choose for each product, for each product and currency and subscription type, you can only set that once. So this is the annual plan now. So we have 9,600. Good. So we have our product subscription. So let's add a product. Okay, no, there's no product subscription for the non-Zoho product. But let's now add the Zoho service and a non-Zoho service. Now, for the Zoho service, we're going to add the Zoho service in a way that it is only for the person who works with Zoho partners. So let's say the Zoho service is Zoho Deluge customization. Okay. Hourly rates. Okay. Now, in order to charge an hourly rate for that service in that product of INR, you need to choose the same currency. And then you need to choose the product. And then you cannot charge an hourly rate. I don't really know the standard of living there, but let's just say my hourly rate is 1,000 Indian rupees. Okay. Or let's say my rate per day. We didn't put hours here because we expect you to summarize your hours within these periods of time. So you can call this 1 hour if you like, but because of subscription lengths, yeah, you can do something like this. You can say 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Now the issue with this is it's going to try to multiply to days. But what you can do here, you can do something really smart. You can do what is called enable concurrency. So enable concurrency, what it does is that it will not add the time to the subscription period. It will just choose the largest period of time to calculate as due date for the customer. So when the customer is going to be due another subscription or something. So it's going to have all of that. So now we have set this, we have the pro rata terms, but I don't want to put that here. This is for 1 day. It can be 1 month. It can be 1 year. It depends on how you want to do. But let's add this as the Zoho service. Now let's add another service, but this time the service is not really Zoho related. It's just a service. So let's just call it let's say app installation. Okay. An app installation service, it has to be in Naira because we are referring to my bookings app here. So what's the cost of app installation? It's let's say 20,000 Naira. Okay. It will take how long? Maybe 3 days to install the app. Now this is not pro rata. This is fixed. So it's going to take 3 days to install the app. So we don't need concurrency here, so we can save this. So we have two services. We have app installation and we have the Zoho Deluge customization. This is in Indian rupees and this is in Naira. So now that we've set up our products and services, it's time for us to do business. So let's add orders. So we're going to add an order now, and this time we're adding this order as so if we're adding it as Stella for instance, or let's even choose the specific person. Okay, so if you choose Mr. Ben, you will notice that you can only choose Nigerian Naira as currency because Mr. Ben's currency is Naira. And what it simply means is that Mr. Ben can only go for the My Bookings app and he doesn't have any subscription he can go for because we don't have any Naira subscription. But if we choose Mrs. Jane Jack, alternatively, she has Indian rupee as her currency. So she can go for the Zoho CRM standard plan and she can have an annual subscription. Now, this is a product subscription that goes for the annual plan. So this is just like a plan subscribing us to this product. So this is the plan for this product. Now the price is not going to be shown here because it's calculated behind the scenes. And let's say Mrs. Jane Jack now she has a different account manager. Let me see her account manager. Let's check it. Okay, Mrs. Jane Jack is managed by Mr. John Doe, and Mr. John Doe is the one who is assigned to Zoho. Okay, so that means that it must be a Zoho product. So let's bug the system now. Let's go and say this product is not a Zoho product. Let's just imagine that this product, you don't include Zoho here. Okay, it's possible. It's some other product. Now you will notice that she cannot get the service except you give her another person to manage her. But as long as she's managed by John Doe, who is assigned to Zoho, she cannot get this service. So this service cannot be recorded for her because John Doe is not supposed to work on customers that are not Zoho customers. So let's go and prove that point. Let's go to the business side of things. Let's go to orders. Let's place an order now. So let's go to Mrs. Jane Jack, Indian rupee, and let's say Zoho CRM setup. Okay, and to set up Zoho CRM. Okay, and then we choose this subscription. We choose the annual, and we want 1 year subscription. So we choose one. There's no price here, so this won't do anything. But want this for 1 year. We choose that. That's what she wants, and she wants Zoho Deluxe customization as well. You can allow part payment if you want part payment, or you can make sure she pays in full. By default, this is unpaid, and we're good to go. You can also make it renewable. What it means is that it's going to show a renewal date. So when we add this now, you see that it's going to complain that the account manager is assigned to one or more alternative partners. Do you see now that this is a problem? So until I choose, um, let me go back now and choose. I want to open this somewhere else. Let me just open a different window now. Okay, good. And I choose the people. So I go to this Mrs. Jane Jack, and I see that this is for Mr. John Doe. Now, two things I can do. I can change to Mrs. Stella to manage this person, or I can go to the products and services, and I can go to products and just set this as a Zoho product. Now, remember that this is because of the Zoho product. So we set this as a Zoho product. But let's now say that the service, now the Zoho Deluxe customization, let's imagine that this is not a Zoho service. So our software engineer friend will not be allowed as well for the service that we selected here. So when we choose this, it will say Zoho Deluxe customization hourly rate cannot be ordered by customer, blah, blah, blah. So it's going to complain. So again, we have to make sure that this is a service that is Zoho related. That way, the person to work on Zoho installations can only work on Zoho and nothing else. So when you add this, it's going to add, and then we're going to have our first order. Now, this order now, the price is going to show here. Now, this is showing 10,600 as the order price, and then we have the order due date, which is 17th June, because there was concurrency So it was like the time frame of the service was not added. So it's only the subscription time frame that is used because it's a longer time frame. So you see that this is unpaid for. And you see that we also did not enable part payment. So if we come here to try to enable part payment now, we choose the if we choose Naira, we won't be able to choose that order. So we have to choose Indian rupee. We choose the order here. I will say, okay, payment for CRM. Okay. We say the channel. Let's say the channel is UBA. Transaction reference. We put a reference here. Now, as an administrator, only as an administrator, you can see all these profit after sale expenses. But if you're not an admin, you won't see any of those special fields. You just focus on the transaction that you're adding. So now the transaction fixed amount is supposed to be 10,600, but let's say I leave out the 600 in recording. And I want this to come from the customer credits. Now, let me be sure that this customer has enough credit. I'll go to customers now. Okay, so this customer does not have enough credit. So let's do the two scenarios. Let's say we want to take this from the customer's credit. Okay, and we say, okay, the profit after sale. So profit after sale is the amount of money that you will gain after the sale. So let's say after the sale, you are going to gain 9,000. Okay, so it's going to show us 9,000 profit after sale. Then you now have expenditure. Let's say you are spending 1.5 in the process of selling this CRM, you record the 1.5. Now, the reason we did not put cost of sale here is because sometimes the cost of sale can be transactional cost you are not in control of. So, what is important for you is immediately you establish a sale, you get this. Doesn't include tax now. This is just a base amount. Tax, you can deal with tax somewhere else. This is for your business. So, let's say this 10,000, it comes to you, but because of bank charges or something, stuff is reduced. You can put the amount that you actually gained at this point. Then you can also put what you spent officially as expenditure. But if we come here and say, let's take this from the customer account, we're going to get an error that this customer has insufficient credits for this transaction. So you cannot take this from the customer's account. And even now, this amount is not complete. So if we try to add this, it's going to say part payment is not allowed for the selected order. So we're going to have to put 10,600 to feature the full amount. And then it shows you the transaction percentage profit after sale, which is a figure that we can also use in our analysis. And then we click add. So when we click add, we have the transactions right here for us to see. Okay. So you see now that after expenses, from 9,000 rupees, we now have 7,500 rupees. So the thing is, this Zoho CRM product, let's say as a partner, for instance, I'm not going to mention the percentage here, but let's just say as a partner, what you're going to get after Zoho's deduction. Let's say you are going to get 2,000 rupees, for instance. Okay, so you know that if you spend 1.5, you are going to spend too much money. So you have to make sure that you are spending a small amount of money on this transaction. So we have this here. So let's spend 1,000 here. Okay. And yeah, so we have this sorted out at this point here. So now we have our transactions fully done. So we gained 2,000, we spent 1,000 officially, and we have 1,000 to take home. So the profit from our business, we can simply just look at the profit from here. So you see all the profits. So you have the transaction fixed profit after expenditure is 1,000. If you want to drill down to a particular currency, you can just go to that currency by saying, oh, look, this contains Indian rupee. Good. So only transactions with Indian rupee currency will be displayed. So you can now view the summary of how much you are making in Indian rupee after expenditure. So you see how we've been able to build something that controls the our expectations from a channel partnership scenario. We just use Zoho as one example, and this is how it works. So feel free to go through the video and let us know what you learned. But eventually, please and please ensure that you reach out to us if you want to use this app. We can publish it to you. We are giving it complimentary to any Zoho partner. But if you are not a Zoho partner, then it will not be complimentary to you. So as long as you are asking us while you are a Zoho partner, we want you to grow. So we're going to give it to you officially free. And this is not a discrimination, it's just that, of course, this is Zoho platform we use to build this. So it's only cool if we let Zoho partners rock this product. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you on the other side of your business growth. That is on the good side of your business growth. Goodbye.